Yes, I would like some pickle fries.
A what?
Pickle fries.
Small or medium?
Let's go with the let's go with medium.
Medium pickle fry. Do you want ranch?
No ranch, please.
Okay.
And a large diet cherry limeade with light ice, please.
Anything else?
That's it.
No, the medium pickle fry, large diet, cherry limeade, easy ice.
That's correct.
Okay, 7:31. Thank you and have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. It's Friday, and let's have a Friday conversation. Alright, y'all, here at Sonic, I've been wanting to try these pickle fries, right? Been wanting to try these pickle fries for a while, and I thought, what better time to try these pickle fries than on a Friday conversation? I mean, you know what it is. We're just taking Fridays and we're enjoying the week that we had and just enjoying it by eating some fries, right? Well, this week, pickle fries anyway. And so we're gonna have a conversation today, y'all. We're gonna have a conversation that is gonna be, I'm just gonna let you know up front, it's gonna be controversial. It's going to be controversial. And this topic, this conversation may not be suitable for all ages, especially ages that are maybe elementary school. This is part of the conversation. You know, on Friday conversations we end up having controversial conversations while we're eating French fries sometimes. And today's conversation is about, well, let me hold on a second. Let me roll this up here. Let me roll this up because I don't want anybody out here to hear. It's about teenage sex. Okay, teenage sex. I know it's a very controversial thing, especially in our culture. We do not get this right. We do not. I don't think we do a good job in our American culture of preparing our teenagers for this part of their life, right? This part of their life. And I think part of it, a lot of it is because parents, we just don't know. We're just not comfortable, and we just don't know how to handle this topic. And today's conversation about teenage sex, I'm not rooting for it. I'm not rooting against it. My stance on it is that I'm just bringing this topic to you for more awareness, more conversation, and for you to be able to start to think about how you're going to bring this into your family. If you have teenagers, how are you going to bring this into your family, y'all? And so for me right now, I'm kind of stalling because I need the fries as kind of a distraction. Pickle fries, I don't know what the pickle fries are going to be like, but all right, let's go ahead and get into the conversation, and then and then we'll get the fries as they come along. Okay, you can tell I actually have wanted to talk about this for a while. I've wanted to talk about this topic for a while, and I've been putting it off, partly because it's a controversial one. You know, do you supply condoms to teenagers? Do you supply birth control pills to your daughter? If you do that, are you consenting to them having sex? But if you know that they're going to be having sex, don't you want them to have protection? You know, all this dance that we do as parents, and our teenagers get confused. And here's my thing about all this, y'all. is our teenagers are living their lives, and they're you know, they're experiencing all these things that they do, and sometimes they do it in secrecy because they don't feel comfortable. They don't feel comfortable with those adults. They don't feel comfortable with those adults, whomever they are in their life, talking about these things, because the teenagers feel judged. They feel like the parents are going to criticize them, or they feel like adults are going to, you know, shame them or make them feel bad. And so sometimes, you know, drug, sex, and rock and roll, they do these things in secrecy, and that's more or less, that's what I would like from this conversation. Is I don't want our teenagers, our kids, to live in secrecy about something, about sex that is so important developmentally for them to get right, for their future life, intimacy. Oh, fantastic. How are you? Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. You too. All right, y'all. Saved by the Diet Cherry Limeade. And one thing you got to know about me is I take the lid off of every drink that I have, because I just like to feel it on my lips. Nothing like a Diet Cherry Limeade and talking about sex. That's Sonic, y'all. All right, here we go. Saved by the pickle fries. Now, some of you might have chosen ranch. I'm not a big ranch person. Hey, do they look like fries here? Do they look like fries? Yeah, we got some pickle fries. All right, all right, all right. Pretty good, pretty good. They're pickles, kind of like fries, pickle fries, get it? Where I was going with this is such an important topic for our teenagers and their development, for the future, y'all, for the future. We want to make sure that we get it right with our kids. We don't want it to be shaming. We don't want it to be something that is something that they feel really anxious about talking about. We want them to feel comfortable with it. But I talk to parents sometimes, and they think, well, if I talk with my kid about sex, then that means that I actually am like saying it's okay. And you know, one of the questions I always have for kids, especially teenage kids, when we're talking about sex is, do you feel comfortable talking to your parents about it? Do you know where your parents stand on it? Do they tell you that they want you to wait until marriage to have sex, right? Those kinds of questions. All right, y'all, I interrupt this conversation to talk about a sponsored, not sponsored. Hey, all you out there, all you parents out there, you're the one that sponsored, not sponsored this episode. All you parents out there that are having those tough conversations with your teenagers, thank you for having those tough conversations. Definitely it will help your teenager, even though it may be just creepy and cringy and your teenager doesn't want to talk about it necessarily. They will really, it will be helpful to them as they get older to be able to have those conversations and know where you stand as a parent, and for you to be able to connect with your teenager and just really be on the same page with them. So this episode of Friday Conversation is sponsored, not sponsored, by all you parents out there having those difficult sex conversations. Yes, difficult sex conversations with your teenagers. Thank you. A lot of times the teenagers will tell me, no, I don't talk to my parents about it. And here's the thing, I don't think that the parents, I'm not putting this on the parents. I think our culture does not get this right. You know, we supply birth control, birth control pills. We put our kids on birth control pills, our daughters, but then we go in their rooms and making sure they're not making out with their boyfriends girlfriends, whatever, whomever, right? I'm not, no judgment here, but we're making sure that they're not having sex, all right? So we're putting them on birth control, but then we're going in making sure they're not having sex. And I'm not saying that they should be. I'm just saying that that's a mixed message there. It's like, okay, I'm giving this to you, but I don't want you to do it either. That's very confusing. So, okay, well, if you're not saying I could do it at home, then I'm gonna go, you know, I'm gonna go somewhere else, probably that you're not gonna approve of, mom or dad, in the car, or, you know, wherever it would be, somewhere in public, and I'm gonna do it there. So, would you rather your child have sex in a safe place, in a healthy place, with someone they've been with for a while, instead of just someone new to them? Like, these are the conversations. These are conversations. The birds and the bees, y'all. The birds and the bees. I don't really, to be honest with you, I don't know the right and the wrong. I don't believe there's a right and a wrong. Like, these are pickle fries. You could argue that they're not fries, or you could argue that they are fries, right? They're pickle fries. Fries come in all shapes and sizes. Like, this conversation comes in all shapes and sizes. You can believe one thing as a parent, and some other parent can believe something totally different about teenage sexuality, okay? Not my point here. So, not my point. My point is, I want you to be able to feel comfortable as a parent to connect with your kid around sex, and talk to them and have that connection, and them feel comfortable enough to tell you about their experiences, if they're having sexual experiences or not, to have them feel comfortable asking you questions. It's about the connection. It's about the connection that I really care about. The connection. And the connection is built if your teenager feels comfortable enough to say, okay, I can go to mom and dad, and they're not going to judge me, they're not going to shame me, they're not going to critique me, they're not going to be upset with me, that they're going to listen to me, they're going to understand where I'm coming from, and then they're going to give me advice, okay? They're going to give me advice after that. So the connection is really important, I believe, in all of this. And so my hope would be is that you parents can really double down on your validation, your empathizing, your ability to connect with your child, and have those tough conversations, y'all. Have those tough conversations, because our culture does not do it. It does not give us the ability, the opportunity to really feel comfortable with our sexuality. And I think it's so important. Intimacy and affection and just being able to express yourself sexually, I think it's so important as we get older. But it really develops when you're a child, right? When you're a teenager, when you're going through those initial experiences. All right, y'all, I think I've talked enough about this. I would love to have a conversation about this in the comments. Tell me what you think. What's the challenges? What's the difficulties as a parent with a child? Maybe your child's on birth control. Maybe you're allowing them to just have sex in your house. Maybe you're not allowing them at all. Maybe your child's sneaking out and having sex. I don't know. Do you feel connected with your child? Do you not feel connected with your child? Let's have a conversation. This is Friday Conversation. Let's have a conversation down in the comments, y'all. All right. It's been a great Friday. Enjoy your weekend. See you next Friday with another conversation. On track, now